Hi, I'm at my living room preparing paper for a large long strip painting. You can see above me in the wall the 4 hanging scrolls with 4 subject matters known as the 4 symbols or 4 gentlemen of Chinese painting. Chrysanthemum, bamboo, orchid, and plum. To make this kind of painting, traditionally we use the whole sheet of rice paper and cut in half, vertically cut in half. So you got this longest size possible for this piece of paper, or sheet of paper. This is a single Shuan rice paper, the best quality. Okay, now I got my setup here. The utensils, tools, I use a brush, a rooster feather brush I'm going to use today, and a palette, a flower-shaped palette, and ink stone. I got ground ink with ink stick already, and I have some. This is my secret. It's a ink mixed with a glue powder, peach sap glue powder to mix with water, then dilute the ink. So I got light shade ink with a thick consistency, so it will not bleed that much and will keep the gradation. The first thing I'm going to paint is the chrysanthemum. You can use a blotting paper if you want to stop it from smearing. But I like the kind of effect I have, whatever, the accidental effect. That's the fun part. Don't be afraid if you have some unexpected strokes or colors come out, because the nature of the rice paper is very different than watercolor paper. So you have no idea sometimes. It's like you paint the strokes first, then you fix it with some ideas. So idea sometimes comes second. Traditionally, we say the idea comes first, but some artists argue that they don't start with an idea before they start the brush. Said idea comes first, like you drive on the freeway. You have to look ahead of you. Don't care the road under the wheels, but you kind of look ahead of you. But when you paint the stroke first, the idea, comes second sometimes, because some accident happens. So you have to find the new directions, fix it. Please notice that I don't change or reload my brush until it is exhausted. So that way I have a gradation from dark to light, and from wet to dry. So always exhaust the load before you reload. I'll reload from my palette here. You might mind how I know what to do in the beginning. All I know is I paint only odd numbers in a group, so it's better. Now I'm doing a minor group, a guest group, with one or maybe two, with one young flower. So this is the host group, this is the guest group. You don't paint the flowers, the chrysanthemum, like the pattern, the pattern design. So you need to vary all the elements. The size, the directions, all that. Sometimes you just add water instead of add ink. You can wait a few minutes before you draw the veins on the leaf, or you can just leave it out if not necessary. So I'm going to continue the flowers. When you draw the petals, they should all radiate from the center in your mind. You can overlap two flowers. And vary the size and directions. Okay. Sometimes when it's important, you need to define the stem first. But usually I do the flowers, then the leaves and the stem. One of the reasons I like this brush is the brush handle is long, so I can reach longer. When I learned chrysanthemum from my teacher, Zhang Zhenying, he emphasized that the characteristic of chrysanthemum, including the little fuzzy leaves near the bottom of the stem and the joints of the stem. This is something you might want to observe when you see real flowers. So these dots are very important. Also the notches, the deep notches on the leaf is different from the other flowers like rose. Okay, now it's time to draw the veins. I'm using a red hair brush for the veins. It's a traditional liner. The leaves of the chrysanthemum is a little curly, so you draw the lines with a curve, not straight. Unless you like the straight as your personal style, you can do that. Realistically, it's curly, so the lines also curves. You don't have to do all of them, just the major ones, and you can dot a few highlight in the center of the flower or on top of the petals as needed. Now I'm going to do the rock behind the flowers. Let's get this. We use a light ink but dry brush, which distinguishes it from the flowers. You know, the flower petals is more wet than the rock, of course. So we need to show that. Also, the speed of the brush is a little faster to create the roughness of the rock. If you're not sure, you can use your fingernail or even a charcoal, willow charcoal, to define the positions, you know, like at the tallest point. So when you paint, you don't have to hesitate. So I should avoid the strokes of rock to destroy the flowers. So I use the space between them to kind of avoid it. This is what we call the moss dots. The lichens are moss, on the rock. Similar to landscape shading, wrinkling technique. So we use dry brush to do the texture. Exhaust the brush, very important until you reload. And moss dot sometimes helps. So dots, line, and what do you call this? The scratches, the texture, all works together to form a rock. And you can add a few grass, but in the autumn the grass is brown, so we don't usually paint the regular ones. We can do some cricket, what do you call cricket grass just like small orchid leaves. Okay, now I need to break this edge because there's a space. I need to show paintings outside the frame. Okay, now the signature. It says the autumn color survive the last. Autumn color of the chrysanthemum survive the last. I'm going to put my name chalk. Okay, my last name in the chalk. Now the corner seal. The corner seal is by function. It's also known as the mood seal by content. So you usually put it on the corner of the large picture. And this seal says half hundred. It's in the form of an ancient coin. Let me hold it for you. There we go. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Lastly, I'm going to put a side seal so to balance the composition. It says longevity, long life, 延年.